Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to episode 6 of Stellaris Nemesis, which originally aired live on Twitch. So let's quickly recap what's going on with our Yodakin exterminators. We have, as you might be able to see, dramatically expanded our territory to what I would liberally call maybe a 7th or 8th of the galaxy already. One of the ways that we did this is we had some fanatic purifiers on our northern border, and we declared war on them, and then we very carefully invaded them so that I would inherit all of their territory. All of it. Without leaving anything for them, because why would we? We are very quickly expanding, and that is most certainly going to make a lot of our neighbors uneasy. We have the Jackley Mandate and the Boss Pachtux, and both of them are not friendly with us. Not at all, as you can see, deep into the hostilities. Other things that happened, well, we went through and colonized a whole bunch of worlds. So we have 4 worlds now, up from their original 1. And if we take a quick look at societal management here, we have completed the discovery tree and then just adopted supremacy, getting the interstellar dominion, which allows us to claim and starbase more inexpensively. From this point, we are picking up in the middle of a war against the Slaughterers, where they really don't stand much of a chance. I am leaving their colonies for absolute last, so that we don't end up losing the opportunity to claim the rest of their territory. Marauder and Carter, thanks for the resubs. And yeah, let's go from here with the Yoda right behind me. Oh boy. So we were grabbing the Kresk Slaughterer's territory really as fast as we can. And then once I'm done with this war, I'll kick it to you to see what you all think I should do.
Online.
Now, we have a lot of anomalies that have yet to be exploited, I think is the right word. We left a lot of anomalies so that we could very, very, very quickly search the galaxy for choke points. And as a result, we are going to have to go back and do a lot of the sort of anomaly research so that we can benefit. We had Dragon Mark 1 and Bloblub's fleet, and they were taking over some territories, the Kresk territories that were sort of unguarded. Oh, where are you headed? As you can see, they have a fleet moving around. I don't like that. And then we have our 2 main fleets sitting on the border of their
technology discovered.
Of their capital.
Engaging hostile station.
Okay, we just finished the research of deep crust engineering, which allows us to clear volcano tile blockers. And next we will pick up another tile blocker clearing because I have no use for farms research. And the energy siphon is just not a type of weapon tech I intend to use. Not very good options that I'm getting, but, you know, I can't help that. Yoda, our overlord. Yeah, at least he's friendly to his friends. All right, I would like to give my secondary fleet, the Dragon fleet and the Bloblub fleet, a little bit of R&R. I think they're getting pretty damaged, and there's really no point in me losing those ships. I am going to continue spying on the remaining neighbors I have. There we go. So those are gone. And we're going to send Bloblub and Dragon over to the Pancake Hammer's bastion and get them a little repair. As you can see, my Empire Sprawl has increased beyond my max capacity. Is Tusk in the room? Or just Yoda? Just Yoda for now, but I can see if I can rally up some Tusk. All right. I've yelled to her. We'll see if she shows. Oh, hello. Come here. Come on. All right, so we got a pet Yoda. Yoda's in good spirits today. He got to cuddle last night. And then a pet Tusk. Come here. I gotta be able to pet you. And cheers.
System surveyed.
A little hydration. Another thing that I failed to mention, that Teddy Sheckler, the system that we found, has the Grand Dragon sitting on it. And this is a Leviathan that I'm surely not going to be able to mess with, not for quite some time. Right now what I'm doing is I'm just sort of moving fleets around to get them reinforced, get them repaired, and get them ready for a prime invasion. I'm trying to position my fleets. Oh, no, it looks like they are wanting to mess with me. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move Daedora and Jackal down to Spyrum. I would like to get them to be fully repaired because they have a lot of armor damage and a little bit of hull damage. So they're really not in a good position to go straight into war. But one repair at a time. So it looks like they might try to take Spyrum back. All right, I am going to risk damaging some of my ships to defend Spyrum. Yeah, that is definitively what I am going to do. Another thing I need to decide is where to expand my borders. I am going to take Batria here, and then I'm going to send a constructor out to Yadria. It's weird that they have the same name. And then what I'm going to start to do is the newly acquired territories that I have need to be raffled off to viewers. Currently it's subscribers, but soon it will be open to everybody. And all you got to do is be active in the chat to be eligible for systems to be ransomed to you. I'm trying to have my fleet wait for reinforcements from Daedora before engaging. So I'm just sort of manually
establishing colony.
Manually telling them to stick around. The Sky Collective is
hostile
getting colonized now. That is a max-sized relic world.
Spaceport lost.
Daedora, when are you coming? You're taking your time. And then we have another colony ship. What was this for? I think this was for Lucid. If it wasn't, I'm headed there anyway. So let's go colonize Lucid Prime. And then we're going to want MVP and Pancake Hammers, both Prime. For the ruler of the galaxy. Thank you, Glitch. Alright, let's not engage yet. We're going to want superior numbers. Ah, here we are. Yes, now we are double your strength. I'm coming. So Blub Blub and Dragon are going to repair at Pancake. And then once I defend this little incursion, I'm going to send Daedora and Jackal to repair. And then once they're all repaired up,
technology discovered.
We will get them to start to attack. So the research of quantum energy states have been finished, so we get a little bit more energy credits. Let's research next more power. The fusion reactors will allow us to power up more weapons and more shields. That's definitely going to be in our advantage. So we have a commerce league that just identified themselves, and I'm going to say we're going to seek and destroy them, as we've done with everybody else. And that was first contact with... Where are they? Someone down here. An unknown federation down there. And then there's yet another contact over here. And I'm going to send my envoy to deal with this new contact as well. Hey, Dakin. Thanks for the bits. Cheers.
Construction online.
So another thing that I'm going to need to do pretty soon is to increase my capacity, my admin capacity for accommodating the Empire Sprawl. So far, it looks like Dark Mastery Prime is going to be my world for that. And I can even go here to the colony designation and purposefully select that it becomes a world dedicated to admin capacity if I wanted to. So here, if you automatically designate it, what it's going to happen here is it will just look to see the majority exports of that planet. So let's say the planet makes a lot of alloy, you know, it might designate the planet as a forge world. If it makes a lot of power, it will be a generator world. If I make it a machine nexus, the complex drone output goes up by 5%. And if we take a look at the complex drones, one of the complex drones here is the coordinators, which adds admin capacity, which is exactly what we want. So Dark Mastery Prime is going to be a machine nexus, and then Jim Bob over here is a generator world. Honorisu is going to be a mining world, maybe an alloy and mining world, and then Sky Collective is still colonizing, so we don't really know what that's going to be, not yet. Yeah, we're not masters of the universe yet, but we sure are stronger than our neighbors, which counts for something, I'd like to think. I did lose one Corvette. It's not a big deal. And now I'm going to send Daedora and Jackal over to Pancake Hammers to repair. And we'll have Dragonmart and Bloblub sort of patrolling for any ships that come out of enemy territory, so that they handle the defenses while I repair, so that we're cycling them back together. And that way, one fleet doesn't get overtaxed. And it looks like they are already picking a fight here, so let's go pick that fight.
Engaging hostile fleets.
So this here, as you can see, is a cruiser that I salvaged as a derelict.
Detected.
And the other fleet are 3 raiders that I salvaged, and they're pretty high tech compared to the tech level that most of my ships have, so winning is not very hard against those types of fights. Something else that might be wise for me to do is to just get more colony ships out, because I have a lot of worlds available to colonize, and, well, it might be a smart thing for me to get them. What was this scientist doing? I have no idea. This scientist, you are going to assist at Yoda Prime. What assisting does here is it will, once the scientist is in position, you will see that the assistance that the scientist provides
Station under attack.
adds additional science to the colony that they're assisting. So there it is, research assistance, and now about 14% extra research from Yoda Prime. And Yoda Prime is our primary research world. You really only need to do research assistance for the worlds that are making research. You don't need to do it for generator worlds or mining worlds or anything like that. Those numbers and icons in the bottom left are hotkeys. These? Yes, so these are the hotkeys for different fleets. So if I wanted to hotkey certain things, you know, I could put them on hotkeys. I generally don't use the hotkeys because I almost always know where all my stuff is, and I don't rely really on the hotkey, you know, the hotkey mechanics. They are sending another fleet out to me, and I am going to rally everybody to defend against that. Now, the new Sigma aliens, I'm definitely not going to be able to get anyone close because it's halfway across the galaxy, so I'm just going to keep at it. As a little reminder, it's these guys. There's no way I'm going to have a science ship out there to abduct. Yeah, if you, just like in StarCraft or Warcraft or games like that, if you hold control and then 2, control 3, you can assign battle groups. So now, as you can see down here, I have 4 different designations. Let me also put my transport fleet on 6. And now I have all of my fleets, all my primary fleets, hotkeyed. Am I naming things? Yeah. Maybe not Nightbot, though. I don't think Nightbot can claim himself the winner of a raffle. Because that's pretty cheese, Mr. Nightbot. You can't crown yourself the winner as the judge. That's not how this works. Yeah, rigged. Rigged. All right, let's try this again. Hey, it's Viper. Viper, what are we going to name after you? I have got... What systems do I have? I have these... This system here is brand new, so I'm going to name this after you. This little mining system. Let's do this again. Dakin. And if there's duplicate names here, I don't really care. So I'll just throw that out there. I am not checking every system that exists on the map for duplicate names. So people that were here last stream, you might get something else named after you. Let's call it a hidden benefit. Turtle Sandwich is currently trekking along with one of the precursor artifacts. And soon we'll have that going. If you're curious about how that's coming, we have 3 precursors already done. And then if we go to the anomalies, we know where the last 3 are as well. The last 2 are actually the same system. They are at this Bonos system. But the precursor artifacts require a lot of research, so it's going to take a little bit of time for us to get through them. All right. They did take Polmatbot, but I am in no way concerned. We are going to rally against that and take it back. There's going to be a little bit of back and forth border gore for a bit while I repair my forces and ready for a true invasion of Luck-Atep. So shouldn't be all that surprising that we're going back and forth like this. I'm going to try to send my scientists down to do some debris research instead
Hostile fleet within range.
Instead of surveying. So this scientist is coming down. Oh, and this one, Kadath. I forgot you're Arrested Development. You will never ever level up ever again. But it's coming down to do some debris research. This science ship now I'm going to have to move manually. All right. We also have Brachma, right? This is something that needs a name. Glitch, you get something else named after you. And Jibbob, resubbing and dropping bits. Thank you, Jim. There's always a possibility of being named after a system and then having the system invaded. So it's not a truly a safe way to get something named after you. But I understand your concern. Checking in on all the planets. Dark Mastery is going to want maybe housing, actually. So let's build housing here. The reason being is we have one available house left, but, you know, 3 jobs. And then here at Yoda Prime, we have a bunch of housing left, but almost no jobs. So I'm going to queue up another research lab. I don't think this fleet is going to... Actually, what are you even doing? This fleet is just orbiting Pancake Hammers, because Pancake Hammers is a Bastion, mind you. And as a Bastion system, honestly, just too difficult for them to take down without backup. So foolishly, they're just sitting here waiting for reinforcements or something. I'm not really sure what they're doing, but they're losing. That's what they're doing. They're definitively losing. Oh, there's Cyclops. Boy, bet your mama thinks you're handsome. I sure don't. All right, we're going to have everybody follow Daedora. And then Daedora fleet will be the flag fleet, sending everybody in. Let's get my transport's already following Daedora. Perfect. Starsaver. Cheers to you too. 18 months. I don't feel like I've been streaming for 18 months, but clearly that is not true. Okay, their fleet is panicking, and as you can see, they're heading north because they know I'm coming, I guess. I really couldn't say. I know that they can take emergency exit and take Zack the Terror. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this scientist out to survey again, because coming down for the debris is not really going to happen if they're blocking me. But I would like to take the opportunity to send Daedora and Jackal to repair, because now I have access to pancake hammers, and well, yeah, let's make that money.
Comms initiated.
Okay, the Ring Kingdom. They are materialist, pacifist, authoritarian. Authoritarian pacifist is not something you see every day. And we have introduced ourselves to them. So,
establishing colony.
We are now establishing the Lucid Prime colony. Awesome. What is my favorite game? I don't really have favorites.
Construction online.
It's totally a cop-out of a answer. I have games that I play a lot, but I wouldn't necessarily say I have like definitively favorites. Okay. Here's another colony ship. This one will be going out to Pancake Hammers, colonizing Pancake Hammers Prime, or PHP, which I've always been a little confused as why PHP is called PHP, the programming language, because it's the acronym. Well, yeah, it doesn't really make sense. It's hypertext preprocessing, but shouldn't that not be PHP? Well, whatever. All right, so the Daedora fleet is all repaired, as is Jackal, Dragon, and Bloblub fleet. So everybody's going to follow Daedora, and Daedora, you are going to go hunt their fleet. In fact, I think they're warping into Pancake Hammers, which is ridiculously stupid. So what I'm going to do is actually back up a little bit, let them come to Pancake Hammers,
hostile fleet within range,
and let the Pancake Hammers Bastion bash them up a lot before Daedora comes rolling in. Someone wants to establish an embassy with me, which is hilarious. No. I don't know how else to put it. No interest.
evading hostiles. Initiating evasive maneuvers.
Okay, we just found yet another contact, so I'll send another envoy to figure out who the heck they are. They're gonna skirt around Pancake Hammers.
Transmission.
And they are proposing peace, which, well, I'm not that interested in it. So this peace agreement, I'm going to obviously decline, but what this means is I have a certain amount of time until peace is going to be sort of forced upon us. So what's going to be really important is for me to pick up the pace of this war, which is fine.
Engaging hostile fleets.
Let's watch this fleet battle, though. So I caught them, and we totally smoked them. I must have a game that I think is perfect. I don't know. I just don't have favorites like that. I don't have favorite foods or favorite songs or favorite movies or any of that. I guess I have a favorite TV show. So, the one thing that defies the rule. And any long-time viewer probably knows the TV show. Oh, so my scientist ran into whoever the heck these guys are. And these guys bullied my scientist out of Nietz. You are boring, I leave.
New technology discovered.
Okay. This displeases the Yoda. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. It's hard to tell. We have grabbed destroyers. Ooh. Destroyers. All right. So with destroyers, that unlocks a new class of ship. I think I'm going to get exotic gas extraction. So what exotic gas extraction is a special type of resource that you use to fuel certain buildings. And exotic gases are a resource that is required for better research facilities. And if a specific world has exotic gas deposits, you can extract from those deposits. So if we take a look at, let's see, features. Do any of you have exotic gas features? Maybe they don't. Generator, agriculture. Wow. Okay. Apparently, I don't have really any exotic gas in any of my planets, but Solanopsis here has exotic gas as mineable from Solanopsis 5 if I get the research. And then retrograde motion has the same thing. And then this little icon here is for volatile motes, which is a different type of sort of advanced resource. And there's a few of them. There's motes, gas, and crystals, which are, you could just think of like 3 sort of, advanced materials. And then living metals, row, dark matter, and nanites are like, if I was to tier them, the motes, gases, and crystals would be like tier 2. Tier 1 being like, energy, minerals, food, consumer goods, alloys. And then the last tier, which is you won't get much of, which is living metals, row, dark matter, and nanites. You will almost never have deposits of that stuff, whereas the other 3, the motes, the gases, and the rare crystals are far more common than the other 4. I did find some Zro, but Zro does not tend to help. So Dark Mastery has some Zro on it. Zro tends to be a material that benefits psychic and psionic empires, and I'm a robot, so I'm the very opposite of what I would be a spiritual psychic type setting or whatever. So at some point I'll probably get the research to exploit Zro, but I highly doubt I'll ever benefit from it. Yeah, psychic robots don't really exist. So, Dakon, you just got recaptured here. Ripperonis. Don't worry, we'll liberate you soon. And we got the research for another tile blocker clearer. Next research, I am going to get Planetary Processor. The Planetary Processor is an increased sized capital building, which gives us more amenities, more housing, more jobs, more, stability. It's a very lengthy research, but it's one that I will benefit from. So right now, I'm maxed out at the administrative array, and the next tier is really going to be significantly better. All right, let's start moving against the crushed slaughterers. What I think I'm going to do is, now that I have emergency exit, I'm going to start sweeping south to east and then up this way. And if I don't end up conquering them in this war, I'll conquer them in the next. I don't think they're going anywhere, and because they're deeply embedded inside my own territory, it's also not like any enemies are going to be able to fight them either, right? If the Bosch Pochtux or the Jackley wants to fight them, they have to go through my territory, but my borders are closed to them, so it's not like I'm at risk of having my enemy devoured by someone else. I am the great devourer. Are you asking me what my favorite YouTube content creator is?
Diplomatic connection established.
Okay, so we found up here, the reason why our scientist was booted out was these are marauders. So we know where both sets of marauders are. There's the freebooters here, and then who are these called? The freeholders. So we got the freeholders up there. So I'm pinned in by marauders on two sides of my empire. My favorite creator, maybe... I don't know. My favorite channel, like Kyrgyzstan, or something like that, maybe. Yeah, I have Fallen Empire, Marauder. I am very, very pinned in, which is fine, because that limits enemy factions and their abilities to invade me, allowing me to grow in my petri dish. Hey, Mike, thanks for the sub. And Aldamia, Bubble, cheers. Okay, pause a second. I'm going to blah blah. Oh, you're already repaired. All right, everybody follow Daedora. Daedora, start waging war. Another new contact. Evangelizing zealots. Ooh, good. I will flip them the proverbial finger. So we have some colony ships in transit for pancake hammers in Udrea. And I still have a missing in action scientist. Do I have another scientist just waiting for a ship? I do not. Okay. Nice protection as long as the Khan doesn't spawn? Yes. The Khanate wouldn't be spawning anytime soon, though. It would be a mid-game crisis, so I'm not really going to sweat the Khan, because we are very early game still. Ooh. We got there right as they did. Daedora fleet, roll out. Did you miss anything important? We've just been going back and forth with the Kresh Slaughterers. So, no, I wouldn't really say you missed very much. This war, soon we're going to be war exhausted. As you can see, we're 86% war exhausted. So, I am definitely eager to finish this up. We do have a choice for you all to make. Next, tradition. So, let's have you vote on this. We've got modular hull templates. I'm just going to call that hull. And that reduces the ship build cost and increases the ship build speed. We have automated underway replenishment. I'm going to call that underway. It reduces the ship upkeep by 10% and increases my total naval capacity by 20%. And then we have overwhelming force. Overwhelming force increases my ship's fire rate by 10% and orbital bombardment rate by 20%. Overwhelming force leads to the Great Game, which allows me to have more starbase defenses. And then the other two, once unlocked, leads me to a higher fleet command limit, allowing me to have larger fleets, and increases the total level of admirals. So admirals are able to level up higher. So over that way, we've got the poll 1, 2, 3. So the hull templates, the underway replenishment, or the overwhelming force. And I'm just going to leave that unchosen until you guys vote a little bit. Okay, let's oh, they're throwing their fleets at us. Cool. I welcome you and your death. Bye-bye. All right, so we lost 2 corvettes in that fight, which is a tiny price to pay.
We have conquered another world.
I'm going to get Kadath repaired. And conquering another world, that would be Sky Collective. So Sky Collective is our newest colony on this 25 relic world. And the first thing I'm going to build is the machine assembly plants, so that we build our population. This relic world has a ton of blockers. So I'm going to work to clear these blockers. And then speaking of blockers, I have a lot of energy credits. So it might be a good idea for me to clear blockers on some of my worlds elsewhere. So let's clear some kelp. And clear some jungle. Clear some city ruins. Alright, that's enough for now. Looks like underway is going to be the automated underway replenishment. Will be the tradition we unlock. So that is the reduced upkeep and increased naval capacity. Thank you for voting. So the plan is to sort of wrap around their territory, mopping up everything that I've lost, and then, if there's time, invading Luk Atef, which is their capital.
Construction online.
So Turtle Sandwich finished the anomaly that was down there. Let's have him go straight to Bonos and start to do the precursor anomalies.
Online.
That will be a pretty significant gain if I get that done. We do have Udrea now colonized, and that's going to allow us to send colony ships up there.
New technology discovered.
This colony ship is going to go land at Pancake Prime, and this one is going to go land at Udrea Prime. Actually, well, no. It's not going to be called Udrea Prime. It's going to be named after one of you guys. So if you'd like not only a system named after you, but also a planet, type something in the chat. This is a tough choice between lasers and harvesting motes. I'm going to go with motes for now, because I also want to ask you all, what weapons should I focus upon? So there's kinetics. There is lasers or energy. There is missiles. And then there are exotics and carriers, or fighter carriers. Now, fighters carriers I don't really have access to until a little bit later. But here's the 4 options over there, and you can vote. As I did explain last stream, it is a bit of a rocks, paper, scissors, but ultimately you tend to focus 1 or 2. I forgot the up to me. Everybody always chooses up to me. So, kinetics are better against shields, lasers are better against armor, missiles can be shot down, but they're strong and long range. There's some advantages and disadvantages to each one, and I'm happy to just choose whichever is the most popular choice. The exotics here would just be not a traditional tree. It would put me into maybe a little bit of a disadvantage, but not one that I mind. The disadvantage would be that it's sometimes hard to unlock like exotics weapons. So the energy siphon weapon that I had available to me I would classify as like an exotics one. Oh, here they are. So they are coming against Polmat Bot again. And now that you've been voting, the new world is Turtle Sandwich. So not only Turtle Sandwich is a main scientist, but it's also going to be Udrea. So we're going to have Turtle Sandwich Prime coming up here in a minute. Do I want a Ministry of Culture? You bet. You bet I do. Alright, so Turtle Sandwich, you go colonize Prime.
Hostile fleet within range.
Oh, fighters are bugged again? Oh, good. Goody good, good. Right. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go against Luk Atef to stop them from continually cranking out ships that are harassing my owned systems. I'm sort of tired of them backcapping in a way. So I'll be getting Polmat Bot back and then heading north into the big fight, just out of annoyance of their tactics here. I will name the destroyer class. So let's go look at that. Let's go to the ship designer. Here is the new destroyer class. The difference here is pretty significant. They are twice the cost, about twice the size. And it looks like a mix of lasers and exotics will be the choice. Got it. That will be a permanent decision here. So, Jarhead. It'll be the Jarhead class here. Boon destroyers. I'm not going to make any just yet. And I might have multiple types of destroyers, but congratulations. Outstanding, yes. Having an entire ship class named after you, like your Nimitz or something, is pretty cool, right? Okay. We are... I think it's probably in my best interest to repair everyone before I go north for a proper invasion. But it does look like they're coming to Sylvanti again. They're constantly harassing. So... I looking forward to putting a stop to their annoyance. And I just hit war exhaustion. So this means that in 2 years, I'm going to be forced into peace. So I have a ticking clock as to how much longer I have in order to do the damage I want to do. I'm comfortable with that. I think I'll get a lot of damage done in the short period of time I have left.
Construction online. Construction online.
Okay, let's go.
Incoming transmission.
Nope, I will not be doing peace agreements with you. So Kadath here is researching some of the debris of past battles in order to get research from their materials. And I'm now rocking their fleet
within range.
Let's research all the debris here and here. Okay. Everybody follow Daedora. Let me pause a second. Follow Daedora. And Daedora go to their capital. So this is going to be a pretty gnarly fight. I suspect damage to our fleet, but nothing I can't afford. We'll win, ultimately. The research I got was 10% blue lasers out of that. So their enemy fleets are using blue laser tech. So in breaking down their technology, I'm able to, you know, figure out how to do blue laser tech, which is a really good way of get extra technology credits. Love how the you have peace against slaughterers. Yeah, it is a little strange that purifiers and all that would even ever have like an end war. So their starport is gone, and there's only two. They basically don't have anyone guarding their planet, so I'm just going to go straight into an invasion. Because why not? And everybody else, all these other fleets, are going to start bombarding their world.
Planetary Invasion.
So here's the Planetary Invasion.
Planetary Invasion successful.
They are formally invaded. And I don't want to wipe them off the map. I want to capture some of the stuff they have left. So with the remaining... how much time do I have left? About a year. With the remaining year, I'm going to try to grab like all the territory that I've lost. Because their fleets aren't going to go through Luckatef. And Luckatef, you're going to be Darksaber now. Nothing like renaming a capital world. Now, another thing I'm going to want to do here. Luckatef, interestingly enough, is a relic world. So, if we take a look at population here, I have got slaves that are being amalgamated into my power grid. Basically, we're matrixing them. These slaves don't have anything to eat because I don't bother with food. But we have taken over the planet and put down our own Yodakin here. And what I'm going to do is, and this might seem a little counterintuitive, but because of the Empire sprawl that this planet causes as a result of it being built up, and the fact that their slaves here don't work, they're just being melted down into the power grid, I am going to dramatically sort of remove buildings and districts to reduce my Empire sprawl, because my Empire sprawl right now is kind of ridiculous, low-key ridiculous. So we're gonna reduce the Empire sprawl. I'm not gonna reduce the housing yet until their population gets wiped out. But let's also rename their planet Darksaber Prime. Sucks that you lost your homeworld. No mercy.
Construction online.
Yeah, you get a former relic world. That's pretty cool, right?
Research project concluded.
So the research project into the crystalline entities. I'm going to pick extra energy credits from jobs, because energy credits is our entire economy, essentially. So that's going to be a really, really nice boon. And we did just uncover the missing Arassian base here. I will be probably creating a new sector at Darksaber, especially once we get Pancake Hammers and Turtle Sandwich and Rhadamant, which needs a name, does it not? Jazium. Perfect. You're going to have a planet named after you. And then Wistrel is another thing that needs a name. Another Daedora. I think it's the second Daedora we have, but that works. And I have a lot of stuff for my scientists to be doing. PA2NV, welcome to the stream. Alright, so they're trying to roll against Darksaber, which is funny because this actually has, and this should probably be called Darksaber Station or something like that, because it you know, inherited the name that was named after it.
Research project concluded.
Oh, we are meeting yet another neighbor.
Construction online.
Right on the other side of their territory. So this is a neighbor that I will have direct interactions with probably pretty soon. No, attack their fleet. Oh, we're letting them go to Solano. All right, how long do I have? I have 180 days. Let's, in the last 180 days, let's flag this system never to be entered, because no thanks, I don't want to lose my fleet to a bunch of marauders.
Construction online.
Hey, Pancake Hammers. We're colonizing a planet after you in a second here. So congrats. You're a planet now. Or you will be. Once my well, no, actually you're currently being established as a planet. Okay, so we have met whoever is on the other side of Celiano, and it's Star Realm some or another. I would like to rival them when I'm able. It looks like they took over the starbase at Darksaber, but they haven't invaded it, so I'm not worried about losing it. Turtle Sandwich just got the second to last precursor artifact, which is awesome. And Lucid established as a colony. Let's put a machine assembly plant at Lucid. And taking a look at all of our other planets here, I'm going to do generators at Sky Collective. And we're almost out of jobs here on Yoda Prime. I think currently we're working on the research for gas extraction wells. So what I'm going to do is add a research district rather than all these individual research labs, and then be ready to exploit the exotic gases that exist at Solanopsis and retrograde motion once we have the research to do that. All right. I'm hoping to recapture Dakin and Glitch. Doesn't look like they have an army moving against Darsaber. You two go that way, you two go this way. And then I don't want any of our territory to fall to them because we're going to be forced into a peace in 30 days. Or 40 days.
Receiving
I might not even have time to get Glitch back.
Debris scanned.
But I can try. Yeah, this is entirely vanilla with all the DLCs. All right, we're coming down to the wire. Forced peace is now possible. Do I care? Yeah, fine.
Construction online.
So forced peace is possible. That means that I can't decline the peace agreements that are being offered. So what I own is what I own. It looks like they have an invasion army here sitting over Darsaber. It would be bad if I lost Darsaber like right at the ringer. So what I want to do is... Oh, I need 3K for that, huh? Man, you're jacking up the price. What I want to do is capture Glitch, capture Iriamis, and then just say, oh, okay, peacetime, peacetime. But Jackal Fleet, you split up, go over to Darsaber. And then this new construction ship is going to sit on retrograde motion, ready to exploit resources. Okay, we did end up getting Glitch back. We got Iriamus back, and I'm going to send everybody over to Darsaber. I think at this point, this
Hostile forces have made landfall.
Oh, no, they took it. And I'm about to be forced into peace. That's okay. The next research for engineering will definitely be Starhold. That will allow us to increase the sizes of our star bases up to the next tier. I don't think there's time to get Darsaber back, but I'm going to try.
Establishing colony.
Okay, so the next peace agreement is actually the one that's going to be forced, not this current one, interestingly enough. Because it was offered before the end of the war.
Debris scanned.
All right, we are going to send Kadath down to the Infinity Machine system. It looks like they're sending... Uh-oh. Okay. I'm going to have to... Wow, you are really, really, really damaged. You fall back. Both of you fall back. I don't want my... I already lost one of my raider ships. And this system here has 2 exotic gases, which would be pretty good.
Construction online.
Ooh. I am going to scrap this to learn secrets of cruisers, to push cruiser tech up higher. So that sounds fantastic. Jackal and Daedora are trying to take on Darksaber now. And I think, yeah, they're sending their fleet to me. Good. So if they're sending their fleet to me, I'm going to be able to get to Darksaber through Polmatbot. I am not going to be joining the galactic community. But I'm happy to do the Infinity Machine. Okay, so here is the peace agreement. Unfortunately, it was before I was able to invade, but that just allows me to retool and re-engage soon. Let's get all of my ships repaired, and then I'll be asking you all what you want me to do next.
System scan complete.
Yeah, there's a little bit of border gore going on. Just a little. Alright, at Yoda Prime, I am going to be able to... Whoa. I still need more jobs? Dang. Alright, let's get a Ministry of Culture. And... Sky Collective, we will clear some of these blockers. Let's clear the generator blockers. So there's a 10-year required peace treaty between, after you end a war. And then the question is, do we attack someone else in the meantime? Or do we wait to finish off the slaughterers? So... All right. Just a simple little poll there. So Jazz, I believe, needs a colony ship heading that way. So let me queue one up. Done. And then I'm going to want to create a new sector. Right? Because Pancake Hammers... Well, you're not established yet. I'm going to wait until you establish. We've got... I'm actually... Bloblub's fleet, I'm going to disband. As we don't want the... I don't really want to manage the extra raiders. Especially given that they're at reduced strength. It's sad, but... Is there a way to box in the other Civ? It looks to me like Jackley Mandate is boxed in already, because I doubt they have a way to get through the freeholders here, which means we've totally enveloped them in this this area here.
We have conquered another world.
They're not going anywhere. All right, Pancake Hammers has just got colonized, and just like every other colony, the first thing we build is an assembly plant to build more robots. More robots. Here. There is the hostile fauna modifier, which allows us to get more societal research from this planet, but the habitability and the happiness goes down, so people won't be happy working here, but it lets us study other species. If we do want to turn it into a bit of a research planet, which I'm not really sure I'm going to do, but we could.
Construction online.
Turtle Sandwich is 82% done with the last precursor. All my fleets are repaired. So the next thing I'm going to do with all these fleets is to kill the sort of like NPCs. So we'll be clearing out the, what are these, Emerald Roamers, and we'll be clearing out these Emerald Roamers as well, so that we can expand into the territory without being bothered by them. I did just discover the Elgate, so we have an Elgated Advantage domain, and that will obviously be annexed promptly. No doubt. Sectors. I'm sort of curious if I should invest in some decisions for Pancake. No, I probably don't need to. But what I might want to do is create a new sector here and then assign a governor. And the governor is going to be building cost, district cost, planet build speed. That'll work. Because the governor for Pancake Hammers won't really need to be researching, at least not yet. Okay, so here's the roamers. They're dead. We're going to be able to research their regenerative hull tissues. And that will take Kadath up there soon. Or down there. How do resort worlds work? I'm unable to build city districts and I'm running out of housing. Resort worlds are... yeah, they're special worlds where you don't really develop them like other worlds. So you can't have like a empire of all resort worlds, because by the nature of them being resort, they aren't productive. This is the last precursor object here that Turtle Sandwich is getting. And you all voted for me to just wait and strengthen up for a future invasion. Okay, absolutely. Let's do the reaching the orb.
Construction online.
The end goal of this run is to be exterminators. Actually, what you can say about, and that will tell you. Thank you for tuning in to Stellaris Nemesis, which originally aired live on Twitch. If you would like to catch a live stream of Stellaris Nemesis, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. I stream Stellaris Nemesis on Tuesday nights on Twitch. If you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. Keeping in mind that the YouTube airings of Stellaris Nemesis does lag behind the live stream. Thank you so very much for watching. I'll catch you next episode, or perhaps an upcoming stream. Farewell,